I call to order the January 7th, 2019 Citizens Advisory Committee meeting. First order of business is citizens with CAC business to present to the CAC. Seeing none, we have a new member, Chris Miller. I'd ask everyone to introduce yourselves to her, and she'll introduce herself to us. We'll start down with Martha, please.
Martha Neal, and I've been on the committee for a very short time, but I'm learning.
Mark Holloway, Happy New Year and welcome to the committee.
Elizabeth Hodges, and welcome.
Joe Heinrichs, good luck.
Devil.
Fred Klassen, all the above.
Chad Kiefer, welcome.
Vernita Mack, welcome.
Dale Gilmore, glad to have you.
And Reagan Johnson, nice to meet you again.
Thank you all for welcoming me. I'm excited to be part of this process for the city I've lived in for over 50 years.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is review and approve the minutes of the November 5th, 2018 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next order of business is review and accept the financial report through October. Do I have a motion to accept the financial report?
So moved.
Motion.
Second?
Sure. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none? Yes, Heather.
I think you didn't catch who the first was on that for the minutes. Who made the motion? Was that you?
Vernita Mack, me?
That's okay.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the Year 45 CDBG application summary. Heather, would you like to talk on this, please?
Yes, Heather Johnson from CPED, for those of you who are new. You have in front of you a binder of application materials. I know this is the first year for several of you, so just as a reminder, we started in the summer with some public input process, setting some local objectives. Then we moved into the application period, which started in November. In November, we held an application workshop, and any of the nonprofits that were interested in applying for CDBG funding for the next fiscal year were able to come to the workshop and find out information about the requirements and the application forms and what would be required of them. So that occurred in November. So they had the entire month of December and a little bit into January to prepare their application materials. January 3rd, the applications were due. So we received applications from all of the same nonprofit groups that we received applications from last year. There weren't any new ones, and there weren't any that dropped off. So it should be a very similar group to what you're used to seeing. The application packet includes all of the 8 nonprofit agencies, and then also the city-run programs, which are the economic development, the housing rehab, and obviously planning and administration for the grant. So that is what you have. You, as CAC members, will have about a month to review the applications. So here towards the end of January, January 15th and 17th, we will have a work session for the CAC to go over the applications. This is not required of any CAC member. You can attend or choose not to attend the application workshop. It's just a good opportunity for members who to go over the applications together, to kind of talk through questions that you might have or concerns or get clarifications. The other thing that happens is that you can generate questions for the applicants which we as staff will take down, and then we send them the questions in writing, and they are given a week to respond by email to any questions that are generated. If you do have questions but cannot attend the work session, feel free to email them or call me and let me know what your questions are, and we can still include those even if you can't attend the work session. But it's just a good opportunity to just chat together about the different applications. So that will occur January 15th and 17th. Then February 4th is the formal presentation meeting. At that meeting, all of the applicants will come before the CAC, make a 5-minute presentation talking about their application, their programs, what it is that they're requesting money for, and then you as the CAC will have the opportunity to ask them questions in person. You will already have the written answers back from your work session questions, so these would be new or different or things that maybe come up as a result of their presentation, questions to ask. So that happens on February 4th. Then, as Joe Heinrichs likes to hear me say, you will go forth and score. So you will get scoring sheets. Every CAC member scores every applicant. So you will go through, we give you a matrix of evaluation elements, and you go through and answer those questions essentially about the application. And remember, whenever we're talking about scoring, we are saying you are scoring their application, you are not scoring the agency. So we're not talking about the relative merits of the program, whether this is a quote good one or this is a not good one. You're just scoring the application and how well they did the application, how well they presented their case, and also how well they meet the local objectives and the national objectives of the CDBG program. So that is what the scoring process is. It isn't assigning a value to the various activities that they're carrying out. So then your scores come back to us. We as staff tabulate your scores, and then they're entered into a spreadsheet that is a formula. The spreadsheet takes all of the scores and allocates dollars in accordance with the points that the application received. And this is a formula calculated amount. So this isn't the final allocation. It's just a starting place for discussion. And the CAC at the March meeting will be given the opportunity to review the formula calculated amounts and make a determination if they want to change those formula calculations, make any tweaks, and once you've decided upon that, voted upon it, then your recommendation is forwarded to City Council, and City Council has the final decision onto that grant amounts. So that's the whole process in a nutshell. Since we have so many new people, I wanted to go over it a little bit. I'm happy to answer any questions about the applications or the process if you have any.
Yes, Fred.
Just for the new people, well, it's for everybody, a reminder, the January 15th session, the first session, sometimes we work through all the applications the first night. So you might want to check with Heather before you come for Thursdays, because there may not be a Thursdays. The second thing is it's across the street at the Davenport Police Department. They have a boardroom over there, or whatever you call it, a meeting room. Mm-hmm. As you go in the main doors, those of you that have been in there several times, I don't want to say the name, but as you go in the main door, it's to your left, and it's at 6 o'clock, I asked. So
Yes.
for those of you
Thank
that
you.
didn't know that.
All right, thanks, Heather. Next item on the agenda is a February presentation schedule, but I think you pretty much covered that, correct?
I do have one more comment about that. So the CAC left the February date open to decide if we were going to do the application presentations on one night or two. In some years, we've had a lot of applications, and so the CAC has decided to split them up over 2 nights. In this case, we have the same number of applicants as we did last year, and last year the CAC decided to have the presentations on just the one night, which was the Monday night, and that would be the staff recommendation, in part because of room scheduling. On the Monday night, there's no conflicts, whereas on Tuesday night there are. So if the CAC would choose to keep to last year's schedule, then you would just need to quickly vote and make a decision to have the meeting on perhaps Monday night, which would be February 4th at 6 p.m.
Yes, Mark.
I make the motion to have it on the one night, February 4th.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Pick one.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the August joint meeting schedule. Heather, would you like to speak on this also, please?
I feel like I should just stay up here. I sent you all an email as a reminder. The city council is going through a process of scheduling joint meetings with all of the boards and commissions, and they have selected August as the month that the CAC and the city council will have a joint meeting. We will need to, as the committee, decide if we're going to have that August meeting in addition to the regularly scheduled CAC meeting or as a replacement of. Staff recommendation would be to wait on that decision until maybe about May, when we're setting the summer schedule, and decide then, depending on, what kind of business we have going on, if we need to have 2 August meetings or can just stick with the one, would be my suggestion.
Yes, Joe.
When is it that we make our recommendations to the city council? What month is that?
March. So that will be, by the time we have the August meeting, that will be over. March 4th is the CAC meeting where the recommendations are decided,
Okay.
and then that's forwarded to city council. They usually take action on them at the end of March, the second cycle in March for city council. So that process will be complete by August.
Okay, thank you.
Fred?
When is the August meeting?
I believe it was August 17th. Let me
17th,
double
okay.
check. I have it here. I have it in my packet. I stand corrected. August 13th at 3:30 p.m. Yes. They did state when they sent the email, I think I forwarded that email to all of you, to, if at all possible, try to attend, but they do recognize that, many of you are working, and so, or have maybe other commitments and wouldn't be able to. So I think their hope is just to get as many as possible.
Okay, thanks, Heather. The next item on the agenda is other business.
Mine's
All right, next item on the agenda is adjourn. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Oppose? Motion carries.